Brandon, welcome back, my man, to BetMGM tonight. Last time we had you on, running back distribution was unclear between J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. What is the latest, according to Sean Payton, on the potential split, and how do you see it shaking out in Week 1 against the Tennessee Titans?
I know I kind of went the political route last time, just saying they both get a lot of work. I thought Dobbins would get more work early. It's been really hard to tell because Dobbins hadn't played in the preseason. They know what they have in J.K. Dobbins, and with his injury history, he's always one bad play away. Not that they're banking on that, but they just don't want to, I guess, put him in harm's way. Although we'll see if he plays a couple snaps because Sean Payton said that they'd see 8 to 10 snaps from the starters. And I guess I'd have to go back and look because I was listening to the start of the game against the Niners. I just remember seeing R.J. Harvey carry the ball. But regardless, I don't remember Dobbins doing much. They really like R.J. Harvey, and they want him to contribute in the run game and in the passing game. And he's a 24-year-old rookie. He was a high school quarterback. I think we talked about that last time, Brad, that he threw 40-something touchdowns his senior year. That's not an accident. He went to Virginia to play quarterback. He's just not very big. And so he's a running back that kind of understands the offense. So I still think, I don't say he's being overdrafted, but it feels like you're not going to receive the true R.J. Harvey value early in the year. So Week 1, it feels like it'll probably be close to a 50-50 split. It'll be a question of how quickly Harvey becomes the guy that gets the bulk of the work, with Dobbins kind of being his tag team partner versus him coming in for Dobbins.
Yeah, and Brandon, I know we talked some Bo Nix last time we had you on, and now, though, everybo's having their fantasy drafts most likely, here in the next couple of weeks, and he's a top 10 quarterback, and also we have his touchdown prop pass, for the entire season, 24.5. What kind of season are you expecting from Bo Nix, especially with that running back room? Do you think he goes over this number, throws close to 30 touchdown passes? Do you think he could be a top 10 quarterback, or do you think maybe, there's some year 2 regression for him?
Well, and Sean Payton's brought this up a few times, beyond saying he'll be a top 4 or 5 quarterback in the league in the next couple of years, which is, I don't know if Bo minds that smoke or not, but he's going to get it now thanks to his head coach. But he had 29 touchdowns as a rookie, and the thing Sean keeps bringing up is, give me the long list of guys who had good rookie years and then had that sophomore slump. Last year, C.J. Stroud, there was a bit of regression, but it turns out that he and Bobby Slowick didn't really get along very well, and that's maybe as big a reason as anything, is that CJ and Bobby were never on the same page, and that's why Bobby Slowick is no longer the OC. They're calling plays in Houston. And so 24.5 feels like one of those that you might want to even bet up if you can get anywhere. I don't know if BetMGM will do it or not. That'll let you bet it up to 26, 27, 28.5. Because if he throws 29 as a rookie, adds Evan Engram, these other receivers are coming on in their second year, like his old college teammate Troy Franklin from Oregon, who had a rough rookie season, but had the lone touchdown against Buffalo and has looked great in camp, had 2 touchdowns the other night. And Devon Vele, who's been very solid. He's been battling kind of a leg knee thing throughout the spring and into the early part of camp, but he looks better. Marvin Mims obviously came on as a receiver. So I definitely like over the 24.5. It's a question of what you can maybe get it up to touch 30. I think if he goes north of 30, then you're talking about a team that is really competing to win the division. If he's got more than 30 touchdown passes, I don't think it's going to be out of desperation. I think it's going to be because the offense is clicking.
Yeah, love it. And so also wanted to hit on the defense a little bit, man, because I hear a lot of people making the case against Kansas City, which is hilarious because last year they lose in the Super Bowl. Now everybody's out on the Chiefs. Right. I feel like if anybody is going to dethrone them in the West, man, it's most likely going to be Denver because of that defense. I look at the depth chart, and I look at the preseason, and I don't really see a weakness. Is there one on the defensive side of the ball, and do you think this is the best defense in the league?
I guess it's hard to truly quantify that, but you've got a second-team All-Pro in Zach Allen, who led the league in pressures for interior linemen. Then you got 2 guys that had double-digit sacks on a team that led the league in sacks, and Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper that both touched double digits. Obviously, Bonito at 13.5, I think, was 4th best in the league, and who knows when Trey Hendrickson is going to play. So he's right now one of the top 3 pass rushers, although we know Aiden Hutchinson will have something to say about that, number 2. And then you look in the middle, you get Alex Singleton back. He's a tackling machine. And then you add Dre Greenlaw, obviously both dealing with an injury history, but you saw where Jeremy Fowler from ESPN polls coaches and front office types, and they ranked Dre Greenlaw as the 9th best linebacker, even though he hasn't played really since that Niners Super Bowl loss to the aforementioned Chiefs. And so you're solid there. And then on the back end, you bring over his tag team partner in terms of, head knocker in Talanoa Hufanga to go opposite of Brandon Jones at safeties. And you've got the best defensive player in football in Pat Surtain Jr. with Riley Moss and Jaquan McMillan inside, taking notice of the Jahdae Barron draft pick and saying, hey, I get you draft this kid in the first round, but we're going to come out and show you we belong on the field. And Riley Moss and McMillan both have had great training camps. Barron's presence has upped their game. That doesn't always happen. Sean Payton says you see that. I asked him that the other day. I was like, has he raised their game? He's like, you see that every time. A linebacker comes in. Well, players don't always rise to the challenge. They get beaten out. They lose their gigs. It's really solid top to bottom. If they can stay healthy, they'll have a chance to be right up there as one of those top defenses. They were top 3 in a bunch of categories already. And also, they'll make life easier for Bo Nix in the offense and vice versa. If Bo Nix in that offense can score points, then they can really pin their ears back and get after it.
We're talking to Brandon Krisztal right now, host and reporter for Guerilla Sports. Make sure you follow BK on X, where he's always giving it to you there, at BK Denver Sports. Again, Brandon on X, at BK Denver Sports. Brandon, our mutual friend Sean Drotar shot me a text during the Cardinals-Broncos preseason game over the weekend, stating, quote, Pat Bryant's hands are legit impressed, end quote. The former Illini standout finished with a team-high 4 receptions for 70 yards in that contest. Thoughts about what you've seen with his development this summer, and what snap percentage are you forecasting week 1 for him?
Week 1 is going to be the trickiest, and here's why. Because he's a rookie. So it's not because he hasn't done anything really well, but he also doesn't contribute on special teams yet. They've had him working as a gunner. But they went and signed Trent Sherfield, who's looked like a better receiver, had maybe the best catch of week 1 of the preseason against the Niners at toe tapper on the pass from Jarrett Stidham where he bobbled the ball. But Sherfield is a core special teamer. So he's playing and Cortland Sutton are playing. Marvin Mims is the best punt returner in football. So he's playing. That means 2 spots for 3 guys week 1. You're not going to dress 6 receivers in week 1 unless there's some crazy package you want to run against the Titans. So Devon Vele, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, 3 guys for 2 spots. Now, Vele did play a little bit of special teams, not a lot. Neither Franklin nor Bryant contributed on special teams. Bryant is a better run blocker. As I think we talked about what he told us draft night was his motto is you got to block to get the rock, and it's shown up. You would say that he's been the most impressive receiver of training camp had Troy Franklin not gone off the way he has every single day making a play. Similar to what Vele did a year ago as a 27-year-old rookie or whatever he was. But Pat Bryant is going to be around here for a long time, and I see a world sooner than later. I know they gave Cortland Sutton that extension, but where Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin are your top 2 receivers on this team, down in and down out. But as for where the Illini is week 1, don't be discouraged if he ends up not dressing if everyone's healthy. It won't be an indictment on Pat Bryant at all. It'll just be that Sherfield has to be out there for special teams, and Vele and Franklin, they just trust a little more because they've been around a little longer.
Yeah, draft and stash is the motto there with Pat Bryant. Brandon, we'll get you out of here on this. Evan Engram said his catch and run skills will be maximized in this Sean Payton offense, and we witnessed exactly that in Arizona. Simple 8-yard slant. He caught it, turned upfield, and all of a sudden it was a 58-yard game. So do me a favor. Predict his final line this season. Receptions, yards, and TDs in 30 seconds.
I think he's going to have 80 catches. I think he's going to touch just over 900 yards because I think Cortland Sutton's going to be up there and all those other guys we mentioned. And then I think he has 8 TDs, 7 to 8 TDs. I like Evan Engram. I know he's going around number 10 as the 10th tight end, 9th, 10th tight end. I think he's going to be better than that. I think he's going to be looking at Pro Bowl consideration, top 4, top 6 kind of tight end.